Season 4. The final routine for Season 4's regionals felt incredibly lackluster. The skate ramp was such a boring and pointless set piece. It had mostly no other purpose except for A-Troupe to appear and disappear behind it, and to run up it, which added nothing to the routine. The ramp itself is also just very boring in terms of design. It's just plain white. Not eye-catching, or colorful in any way. This dance has such dull lighting design as well. I do think, just because it was written that TNS would lose this season, it feels like no work was put into any aspect of this piece. The choreography itself literally just consists of random moves and flips, nothing that is substantial, or at a competitive level. There is no clear storyline for this piece either. The costumes are weird, likewise Michelle wearing a cape. I also hate how some of them are barefoot, while others are wearing trainers. It makes the dance look even more uncoordinated. The only good things about this final piece was Henry being in the spotlight for that routine and the song choice. Season 8. This dance is boring to watch. This was not a nationals routine. I barely think they would win regionals with a dance like this. While it was sweet to see them all actually having fun and smiling, since teamwork was basically the overarching lesson this season, I don't feel their energy at all. The costumes looked cheap as hell, especially Dylan's pantsuit, Izzy's suit and Jet's jacket. I don't like Daisy's dress at all, and they literally gave Ethan nothing in the costume department. Again, the lights were useless. I know it was to symbolize a disco ball, but the spots just look like the stage lights need a good anti-back clean. If there wasn't that whole plot of Lucien taking their props, this dance could have been so much better. The stage just looks so barren and empty, which is usually okay, because it really highlights your choreo, but when the choreo is this basic, you need a good set to distract your audience. Season 1. This piece was not my cup of tea personally. I understand it's iconic, using stand-up, and the story of the dance being about Romeo and Juliet. To me, at a lot of points, the dance just looks messy. Yes, it shows the two sides butting heads, but I don't think this particularly works in this case, especially in a contemporary routine. I just don't think it looks too appealing. The biggest crime of all though are the outfits. I have no words. Like, what was the idea? To make it look like A-Troupe had been dragged hair first through a bush. It was some crazy styling for sure. Of course, the best element was Michelle and Eldon's duet. There was a lot of potential for it to feel separate from the rest of the dance, but somehow, they felt connected still. The set and props were fine, they did their job well. All in all, it was pretty okay, and I can see why they won regionals. Season 9. While I think the dress was gorgeous, and I understand its effect, it hid Olive's movements and the lifts a lot, which was disappointing. It was hard to see her extensions, especially during the climax of the music and choreography, which took away its impact. The other A-Troopers got the short end of the stick when it came to clothing. I get Olive is the centerpiece, but you could have given better outfits to the other members. A larger set wasn't needed, I'm very happy to say. The stairs that were part of the international staging was plenty enough, and we utilized a good amount. The song was a good choice, very emotive and sweetened the atmosphere of this dance. The lighting was good too. It was simple but impactful, showing that it clearly could be done. One thing I don't like is the storyline, being there for each other. Okay, but I feel that this specific theme has been used too many times in the next step. Couldn't you come up with something better which still falls in line with the theme of reliance? If I was in charge of creating this dance, Olive would portray someone coping with something serious, maybe like a mental disorder or a traumatic experience, and the dance shows her fighting her battles by allowing people to help her and counting on her love of dance to give her the strength to continue. It's dark, but it's truly beautiful and an important concept to show. At the end, when she's holding a balloon and her dress is waving, as if there was wind, it could symbolize that she now feels as light as a helium balloon. Ultimately, a happy ending, but also a word of encouragement for people who are struggling. That would make this piece a million times more impactful and memorable. Season 7. For like the first few years after this dance was dropped, I didn't like it much, but looking back, I'm not sure why that is. Overall, it is a pretty good and fun dance. It was only a matter of time until TNS did an Alice in Wonderland themed piece, so I wasn't really surprised, but the execution was great. The assignment of the characters were basically perfect. Summer as Alice, Rachel as the Queen of Hearts, Heath and Ozzy as Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Each A-Troupe member parallels their roles really well. The costume design were fun and eye-catching, they really served their purpose. The lighting, the set piece, the backdrop and song also displayed the concept extremely well. There is nothing that is inherently wrong with this dance. It's just the case of me liking other dances more. Season 2. Firstly, the set for the season 2 finale dance is so insane and elaborate. This is the type of piece TNS deserved to have. Again, ugly costumes. It felt like they were recycling the costumes from the season 1 routine and doesn't really show the concept of the circus. I can only legitimately see the theme through Rilla's outfit, maybe Giselle's, maybe James too. In terms of choreography, there is a lot going on, but it looks so much more cohesive and put together. Pretty unique and creative choreo in sections as well, and the team feels like they are getting completely energized from each other, just elevating the dance to a high level. The moving spotlights and rewind also complemented everything perfectly. Season 5. I love this dance with all my heart. Even though I was completely bummed out about there being no absolute dance competition in season 5, the qualifier video blew me away, and it still does. You can do so much with the video aspect of the qualifier dance, and the show's editors did it so well. Seeing them get to play around with camera angles, zooms and transitions just made the dance so much more exciting to watch. The production quality felt super high. Also, we finally got a full extended dance within the show itself. With the absence of talking heads, you don't get distracted, your attention isn't interrupted, and you can fully enjoy the performance. The set, especially the theater, looked so gorgeous and old school, especially with the aged posters. It contrasted the modern and hip hop element of the dance beautifully. The outfits were really pretty, whether it was the light and dark color combinations, or the pastel dresses. Of course, the male dancers are always given simple clothing, and even though both outfits for them are simple, they still looked pretty good. Lighting was great for both the battle and the stage section, but we could have toned down the lightning effect a bit. I don't know if it's just me, but I think they went a bit overboard on that. The song is not my favorite, but it served its purpose. Overall, I enjoy rewatching this finale dance, and deserves more recognition. Season 6. One of the most emotional dances in the next step, and that's its biggest asset. Emotion. The concept of this dance, how it relates to what A-Troupe is experiencing, the classical instrumental, the change in dynamics of movements, the warm orange lighting, the feeling present on their faces. It gives me chills every time I watch it. The idea to develop the story using the costumes as well was so smart, the symbolism of being free. The team chemistry is also at an all-time high, and you can feel everyone putting all their energy into it and thriving off of each other. This dance has so much heart to it that I will always sing its praises. Season 3. In a complete contrast, the season 3 international finale was so upbeat, crazy and bright. Everything was perfect in my eyes. Again, a big colorful set to fill the stage, vibrant and stunning costumes, simple but effective lighting, amazing song choice, on-point facial expressions, good use of dynamics. This dance truly is a complete package. I had trouble deciding if I prefer this or the season 6 dance, but I think this one has a slight edge because I have more nostalgia for it. This dance was the final group dance in the OG series. They were closing out the first generation and they closed it with a bang.